Hello and welcome back to the show. Today we've been talking with Larry Lerner, owner and operator of Artist Business Management Group. And so far we've been talking about Larry's upcoming book and some great cautionary stories. And we've talked a little bit about the danger of procrastination. And now we're going to talk about investor behavior.
Dennis, investor behavior is one of the biggest problems that we have in our practice. You know, you come up with all of our training, and we basically know what is right, and we take such a very, very conservative approach, and you can't always get that point across to everybody.
So Larry, when it comes to investor behavior, maybe investor misbehavior, do you think it's a wanting to try and outsmart or a second guessing?
Is it greed?
Is it?
It could be. Or, you know, here's Larry. He's taking this conservative approach. He's boring. I mean, really. I seem to be boring sometimes because I'm so risk adverse because, hey, at 61 years old, I've seen market crashes. I've seen problems that have gone on. I've listened. We have 1,500 tax clients. I have to listen to the sad stories. So therefore, common sense says, why would we want to let this happen to you? Why don't we just simply not be greedy and just get a decent rate of return, slow growth, and not worry about getting rich quick?
Why take risk if you don't need to take risk?
Right. So we had a sad thing happen recently. Great client, great friend of mine. He totally is just burned out. He wants to, and he can do it, he wants to take a year off and go backpacking and just clear his head.
Little sabbatical.
Little sabbatical. And then he decided to sell his apartment, his condo, which he got a very good amount of money for. And naturally I said, you know, why don't we lock this money up? Why don't we preserve and protect this money from all of the evils that could exist? And I wanted to put it in a very safe, conservative investment. He said, you know, thanks for the advice, but I'd rather not. I have some other thoughts in mind for the money.
Oh, gosh.
He didn't want to share that with me. I said, okay, it's your money. Do your thing. I got this horrible, I got this horrible email 2 weeks ago, and the title of the email was, I have been dreading writing this email. So, okay, naturally that was the first email I opened that morning. And it seems to be that what he did was he played the market and lost.
Oh, gosh.
And now what he did was he did what the typical gambler does. I mean, what do you do in Las Vegas? You play the table and you lose. Now you go to the ATM machine and you take out more cash and you double your bet.
Because you want to make it back.
Right.
Yeah.
And this is called desperation, okay? What he did was he did that action in the stock market. He lost money. Now what he did was he picked some different stocks. He doubled down. He lost that. Well, now he doubled down again. He basically has lost almost all of his money. It's sad. So now he has to come back and go to work like the rest of us, except he has the pressure that he has to make back what he lost.
You know, I think in a situation like that, you're not saying that it's, you know, don't invest, don't go that route, but take advice, take professional advice so that you're making good, solid decisions.
Why don't we go back to what our grandmothers told us? Our grandmothers always had these little phrases, don't put all your eggs in one basket.
That's a great one.
I think that is the greatest line. And it pertains, now what do we call it now? We can't say put all your eggs in one basket. Now we have a fancy term, diversification, right? We diversify. We have a little bit here, we have a little bit there, but then we've got what we never want to lose. We put that into a place where it is safe. No matter if everything goes to hell in a handbasket, we're protected on that money. I think that's the smart way to invest.
And you know, these stories are great. That's one thing that I'm really excited to see the final copy of the book. These stories, these cautionary tales, I think everyone needs to read these. Everyone needs to see these so that they don't recreate the wheel in a bad way.
Right. I think that my book is going to, I don't want to depress people, but what I want to do is motivate people and explain to them that these situations are real and there are solutions. You can't just wing it on your own.
We're going to break right here. Coming up on Right of the Money, more with Larry, and we're going to talk about decision making, and you've got a fantastic story that I think everybody needs to hear.
Yes.
So remember, you can follow us on Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, and you can always start a conversation with us by using the hashtag ROTM. You can watch full episodes at rightonthemoneyshow.com. We'll be right back after this.